Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. And today we have another 2v2 battle. I am joined by Marcus Skine. He's leading Bretonnia with me, and I am leading the dwarfs. So you can see I do have quite a powerful firing line here. I've got 3 grudge throwers and a flame cannon. So this guy's super cool, and you'll get to see him a lot in action. Really a unit that is not brought very much. So I'll be trying to use that in this matchup, and you can see we are facing up against the Empire and the Wood Elves. And they've kind of done a combined arms approach here. So you can see I have a main line of dwarf warriors, and then all around the back I do have longbeards with great weapons. I think I have 4 units up here. Yeah. In the back I do have some slayers. I have my general, who is the guild master engineer, and he has a ton of really cool buffs, which is awesome. And he has this really cool ability, Transfix, so automatically targets single nearest enemy unit, and it will just cast by itself, and hex their speed and melee attack. So definitely an interesting character here, and he'll be firing his gun at some large targets this battle. And look at that giant gold hammer. So cool. I do have a Thane escorting him for a little bit more melee damage. And this guy does have magic attacks, which makes him interesting. An interesting unit to bring. Warriors of Dragonfire pass here, so I have kind of like a fiery regiment. I have 2 units of Thunderers here. And then supporting my main line, I do have 2 Runesmiths, 1 on each side. With those melee attack and damage resistance buffs. I did not bring the armor buffs, just because I figured I had enough armor in my front line, and you know they probably have armor piercing anyways. You can see Marcus Skine has kind of brought my flanks, so he's brought 2 Royal Hippogriff Knights, who are just beasts. Let's go look at their abilities. They do have Killing Blow, which is cool, and they do have Grail Vitality, so they're constantly healing, and they cause terror, and they have a ward save, so definitely a great unit. He does have Leon Cur up in the air. He has, I believe, 2 Paladins. He's also got 2 Knights of the Realm and 1 Grail Guardians here, and 1 Grail Knights. Look at these Grail Guardians, 6 models, just so cool. Just like ready to face down the entire world by themselves. So there, he's going to be kind of protecting my flanks, letting my dwarf force do what it does best. Over here you can see deployed in the far corner 4 Wildwood Rangers. The Empire player does have a main line of handgunners and Nuln Ironside, so these are, let's see if we can find them, heavily armored, kind of like Hellblaster volley gun units, and he does have 2 units of handgunners. The rest of his army is just halberds. Halberds on halberds. He actually does have a Hellblaster volley gun and a steam tank. Behind that is the Eternal Guard shield wall. Then behind that is the War Dancers with Azrai spears. So you can see lots of armor piercing damage. He does have a Glade Lord on foot, a Branch Wraith here to add damage. You can see he has no abilities. He just has that Call of the Wild, so he gives +8 attack to everybody. And then they do have a Spellslinger of Life with all the healing spells. And actually, this is the melee, or this is the male Glade Lord. So 2 Call of the Wilds here in play. These guys both have it. So maybe he's hoping to kind of spread it around both sides of his line, kind of thing. And you can see my grudge throwers are going to open fire. We'll get this battle started. And I think I am using, or I should be using, a lot of my abilities here. And you can see I'm kind of centered, so I hit all 3, or I'm centering myself now, so I hit all 3 of my guys with the abilities, but I actually think they start on cooldown, so you don't get them right away. He's going to come in here, take a few volleys, and say, never mind that. Look at this Hellblaster volley gun range, man. That is terrifying. 335. I feel like that is against the spirit of of a Hellblaster volley gun, but I'm going to, you know, be wasting some rocks on these guys. You can see I've done some nice damage, and they pull back, allowing their steam tank and Hellblaster volley guns to kind of do work. Look at this, so badass. Gatling gun of fire on my dwarf warriors. But of course you can see some rocks coming in here. They're gonna jib these guys if they can hit. Not the best for anti-artillery fire, but especially with the grudge thrower, if you can hurt their morale, you can do some good work. But they're just going to keep coming back to this thing. It's going to be a constant annoyance in this battle. But hopefully we can try and limit its kills. You can see it already has 21 kills. I did destroy one there. Just this withering barrage. Oh, I believe I am doing my abilities, so we can actually pop. Oh, there you can see ballistics calibration, plus 40 reload, plus 30 accuracy. I didn't want to waste too much ammo. So there you can see they are routing off. But he does have a steam tank, which I'm not going to be able to kill with my rocks, really, which I guess makes sense. Over here you can see he did get them a little too close to our line, so these Wildwood Rangers are going to be tearing apart these Paladins, but these Hippogriff Knights are beefy in this mod, and they have support. You can see I'm bringing some of these guys up. You can see he's dropping Stand Your Ground here. My Thunderers are coming into range, dropping Curse of the Midnight Wind and Sword of Corone, so some of these guys are really, look at that, 13 melee attack, and I'm getting some nice fire in there. You can see these Wildwood Rangers are engaging my Longbeards, and my Longbeards will lose this fight, so that's not the best, but I figured I needed to kind of help my cavalry contingent. You can see Karl Franz here getting beat up, but that Spellslinger of Life is supporting this kind of engagement. But we just have too many very, very expensive units. I think these guys cost like 2,300 or something crazy, so they're going to be doing work. You can see I'm shooting into the side there with my Thunderers. They don't have the best angle, but you know, any damage I can get down on these guys is good damage. You can see these Royal Hippogriff Knights taking a lot of damage, but they do heal over time, so something to be aware of, that's not like permanent damage. Karl Franz falling back, so this was definitely a very lucky pick for us. We are losing resources here. You can see a lot of damage done, but our opponents are losing a lot as well. So who knows who's coming out on top here. Just withering barrage of gunfire into these guys. The Damsel just throwing down. So they're going to rout off. As we push up, you can see this Hellblaster volley gun crew is back again, which is very sad for me. I don't think they can do all three of them with that few troops, but we'll see. You can see I'm moving up because they're just pulling back. So I'm trying to target these blocks of gunner fire who are a big threat to me. And I'm going to be sending some Thunderers up to try and deal with these Hellblaster volley guns. You can see, look at that, he does get all three. That is not good. Not good at all. And you can see he is targeting. Nice shot there into those handgunners. You know, they are at the far edge of the range, so they're not going to be too accurate. Look at them just like tearing apart my poor clustered dwarves. He took out one of those grudge throwers. Two of them, actually. So that's not good at all. And it's almost out of ammo. I shouldn't have even wasted bullets on this. I should have just let it shoot. But you can see, look, they're falling back. I'm wasting a ton of ammo. And look at them, they're just like waiting us out. I've done this against the dwarfs hundreds of times. And this steam tank is just having its way. There you can see I do blow up another one with some concentrated fire. The steam tank is running out of ammo. I think it's shooting at my Grumbling Guard. Again, would have been better if they had kind of moved it off to the side, shot down my line, but I probably wouldn't have let that happen. You can see this Glade Lord dodging a bunch of Thunderer fire, which is not good for me. Dude, look at that thing just take out my artillery, still with a ton of ammo left. That is sad. But I still have two, and I still have this flame cannon that's pushing up as well, trying to get it in a nice position. And you can see this just taking out another one there. The only occur is going to get in there. There's a lot of range fire here that he needs to be aware of, so they are going to shatter. Finally, thank goodness. Get them off the field. And you can see I am now firing at these War Dancers with Azrai Spears, and they are just such an expensive unit in this mod that I figured it would be worth it to kind of get these guys. These Sunder Armor, like everybody Sunders Armor in this mod. But I'm going to be putting down some damage on them, which is not a bad move, I think. Any elite armor-piercing infantry, I don't think I can quite reach these halberds, but they would be a decent target too. I can't see the range. But you can see, doing some good damage. Oh, just sending poor elves flying. Opening fire on the steam tank here, but I will be falling back soon. You can see those War Dancers with Azrai Spears realize they're being targeted and they kind of fall back. So that's not the best. But these Eternal Guard, I'm going to have a hard time dealing with. My front line is kind of tattered. Some of the important units have taken some damage. I've lost almost entirely one artillery unit, and the rest are running low on ammo. And you can see these large spaghetti lines are going to limit the kind of effectiveness. And I think I will be switching targets to these handgunners when I do get the chance. But this front line, you can see flame cannon opening fire. Oh, first shot, make it a good one. Just doing a ton of damage. Thunder Fire is not going to be doing too much. But you can see the flame cannon laying down the law early on, showing you that you cannot take this flame cannon for granted. I think it has the highest attack speed of any artillery. So I'll be opening fire here. But, you know, these guys are not clumped, so it's not going to go too well. I should switch targets here to these halberds soon. You can see these rocks flinging over here at these guys. I just don't want to let them get close, because they would tear apart a lot of my units. Oh, man. See, the problem is they throw them out of the way, so they don't get hit by the remaining volleys, but still doing a lot of damage. So, but you can see these Eternal Guard just slaughtering my Dwarf Warriors, which is something you would not expect. Look at those attack values. Yeah, there's no way my Dwarf Warriors are going to win in this fight. Especially when they're gold chevroned, so terrifying. And you can see doing a ton of damage. Oh my goodness. This flame cannon just massacred. Over here you can see there's been cavalry engagement. You can see trying to kill Karl Franz. Really just kind of posturing up over here as this main line engagement occurs. Thunderers trying to focus fire on the steam tank, but they're just not doing that much. I don't know. Maybe it's just in this mod, but I'm not very impressed by Thunderers. Here come some Wild Riders that I forgot about, even in game and then also in the covering of the battle. They're going to get in here, start shutting down my Goblobber, so I'm going to be bringing a lot of troops in the back and around. You can see my Runesmiths here in the middle trying to support. You can see the flame cannon just tearing through some of this infantry. Trying desperately to use all of its ammo, because it does have a lot of ammo. Getting some nice, I think I'm missing with most of those shots there. You can see this Goblobber crew. All of its stuff is dead, so it jumped in the melee. Oh, come on, flame cannon. Why are you just, that was a devastatingly sad volley. So here, Karl Franz is dead. You can see these Hippogriff Knights are tattered, but this unit, luckily, has not lost any models. You can see Leon Kerr. And look at all these troops over here. These cavalry are just coming for him. Hopefully I can grab that as it occurs. And you can see these Thunders trying to help out this fight against these Halberdiers. Grumbling Guard brought in because they just have so many more troops than me. But that is what happens when only one person brings infantry. You know, he's kind of the flanks. You can see this concentrated terror and artillery is just going to wreck these poor handgunners. You can see Runes of Wrath and Ruin are going off. And really there's not much left of this front line. I'm going to have to bring this Guildmaster Engineer in to kind of slow them down. And you can see these halberds luckily are going to get stuck. And so this fire into the flank is going to do a really good job. What is this flame cannon shooting at? Let's see. I think I should be targeting like these blobs around heroes. That has been working really well for me in this game. Oh yeah, you can see this. Look at these guys. Oh, it all just missed. It was some sad volley. But you can see this main line kind of, I don't know, kind of a wash, kind of also not a wash. Just devastating volley there. You can see these two are instantly going to start wavering and routing off the field. Oh man, just flame cannon nightmare. Not quite enough range troops to shut it down. But you can see his steam tank is coming in. Most of my main line has routed. I really just have the runesmiths left. Over here I'm slowly falling apart. You can see on this side I'm getting some nice flanking shots. I think I switched targets here to this blob. You can see those handgunners still very healthy. Knights of the Realm are coming in. But I do get some good damage here on these guys who are fighting my Slayers. Probably not the best move to fight my own Slayers. Steam tank moving through, luckily not attacking my flame cannon. And you can see these Knights of the Realm just getting into all these Null and Ironsides, but they are very armored, so you know the Knights of the Realm might not be doing the best of damage here. Oh man, shooting into these guys. What am I shooting at here? Oh man. So what I've done here is I've targeted my runesmith, who is kind of holding down these two large units here. What really should have happened is these guys should have been pushed in, left maybe the Eternal Guards to deal with these guys, but I'm going to get some nice freebie shots in here. Just, this Eternal Guard is not going to be happy. They do not have enough armor to kind of withstand those flaming barrages. But this would be a really great target too. But I was just worried about killing my Warriors of Dragonfire Pass here. You can see I have run out of ammo with my Goblobber, and the steam tank has taken out my Thunderers. And it just does so much armor-piercing weapon strength. It's going to just wreck them in melee. Here we go. Let's see if we can see some more flame cannon madness. Just chipping like that whole unit there. Oh man, and you can see over here I've kind of switched my target, hit a lot of my own Goblobber crew there. And you can see this flame cannon completely making the difference in this mainline engagement. That runesmith is not a very good fighter. Eventually he would have died by himself, but this flame cannon, you see a nice rear charge in these halberdier units from this very wounded Royal Hippogriff Knight, so doing some good work there. You can see it is healing. But now he has gotten these Wild Riders in here. I think. Oh, I think they're going to switch targets here. I do have some Tatter. I have a Thane. I have some Thunderers. I have Slayers over here. But you can see I really don't have much. I really just have the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, and then 4 heroes kind of running around, and this flame cannon. You can see over here I am shooting, trying to support my ally here with this blob. It's going to miss. I really should be firing over here at these halberdiers, but again, I was really worried just about killing my own units too much. And the flame cannon can do that. So you can see there, barely missing, getting a nice hit there, and it won't really do very much damage to the Grail Guardians because they're really single model units. You can see my Slayers running over here to help. Really just trying to kill this Wood Elf leadership. Now I've turned around, you can see these flame cannons just routing these guys almost instantly. Oh man, a little bit of friendly fire. Oh, that was a beautiful shot right there. But yeah, just in case you guys wanted to see some flame cannon action, I figured I would show you this fight. Just wrecking these guys. Really just hitting my own dwarves there. But you can see that fire shattered a unit of 64. So definitely really close battle here. I think that flame cannon really made the difference. You can see all these heroes being routed off. Thane still very healthy. But really all I have left is heroes. You can see my Guildmaster exhausted from fighting. My runesmith's pretty hurt. You can see my runesmith over here doing okay actually. So really I just had heroes left, which tends to happen. You can see this flame cannon almost out of ammo. Definitely going to be a close defeat. Oh man, I'm so sad that we cannot see the kills, but the kills on this flame cannon ended up being like 340. So just racking up a ton of kills for what is a relatively cheap artillery piece in this mod. But yeah, definitely doing work. Marcus Skyn really taking out all the enemy leadership for me. I really didn't have to worry about any heroes. He did all that sort of work, which was really nice. Just allowed the dwarves to kind of be the dwarves and sit in the middle. Um, and yeah, I wish you could see all the kills here. But Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, real MVPs, Flame Cannon. The Thunderers really didn't do much, and the Slayers did pretty well on that left flank. But really, it was just the heroes, the Flame Cannon, the Slayers, and the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass that got all the kills for me. And you saw just the devastation of the Royal Hippogriff Knights, especially against those Weathered Rangers. So especially with that pick early on, we barely won. So if we hadn't have been able to get those guys early on, we definitely would have lost that battle. But yeah, I was joined by DeCrazy Mofo as the human player and Sleepy Narwhals as the Wood Elf player. Definitely a great game. And let me know if you want to see some more flamethrower, flame cannon action in the future. I actually just want to go show the... My subconscious just wants to play goblins. But yeah, you can see it's only 1,000 here for this guy. And it's only 700 for Grudge Throwers. 925 for this guy. So he's not as expensive, and he just has such an intense rate of fire that if you do protect him, or in my case, the enemies kind of don't go after him, he can rack up just a ton of kills. And you can see this Guildmaster Engineer, all these abilities here. So super cool. Don't think he has that ability here in his listed stuff. I think he just gets it no matter what. Very strange, very, very strange. But anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. That's that.